Hey, so I'm starting a new protocol. I was going to start it June 1st, but I just wasn't ready. So I have all my HBOT. Oh, my watch is dead too. I have all my hyperbaric appointments booked. I'm going to do a D-Day with hyperbaric every 3 days from now until June 25th. And so I was going to start on the 1st, but honestly, I've done this enough times that if it worked with a less than ideal glucose, I'd be cancer free. So I really feel like glucose is so important. You can restrict glutamine easily with drugs, but you cannot easily keep your glucose at a like 3.5 or less millimoles or 65 milliliter per deciliter easily. It's a combination of a super strict diet, super chill lifestyle, healthy sleeping, healthy eating, do everything perfect. And I don't know anyone who's perfect. So I'm not getting perfect glucose, but I don't want to give up on this until I've actually done a perfect protocol. So for forever, I've been saying I'm just going to tube feed, make it easy peasy. I tried that last protocol and it was great for getting in all the various different meds. Such a bad gag reflex. And for nutrition, I was just going to do like MCT oil and a organic grass-fed whey. That made me sick. And I've since hired a dietitian and I'm able to buy an actual proper 4-to-1 keto tube formula and you can drink it and it doesn't taste that bad. So yeah, so I'm going to try again. I'm also adding in 2DG, which I haven't done before. So I have something going on like every couple hours, if not every hour, to make this protocol happen. Various different drugs, and off memory, it's like I start at 6 a.m. and start at 6 a.m. with sodium phenylbutyrate. Have to take that like every 3 hours and preload like 2 days before D-Day. So starting at 6 a.m., sodium phenylbutyrate. Go back to sleep. I'm not a morning person. 7 a.m., 2DG. Go back to sleep because I'm not a morning person. And I'm thinking, although there's no literature to support it, when you get a PET scan and they give you the FDG, which is like the radioactive glucose, right? They ask you to stay still for an hour. So pretty much you're sitting in a big recliner chair and you just listen to an audiobook, close your eyes, try not to move. Because when you move, your muscles require energy. When they require energy, essentially, they're going to take in glucose. So when you get the FDG injection, you just lie still and cancer cells will take up glucose so much faster than healthy cells. It's the majority of the cells that end up taking up that FDG are cancer cells because you're not moving. My mind was like, if I'm taking 2DG, then same rules apply or same concepts apply. I want that to go to the cancer cells more than I want it to go to the healthy cells. And because cancer cells will take up glucose so much faster than regular cells, most of it will go to the cancer cells, but I thought I could help that along by not being active. So that's why 7 a.m., take the 2DG, go back to bed because I'm not really moving at that point, right? You also don't really want to eat, or at least definitely no carbs. Glucose or mannose is what I've been told, for like at least an hour after. So if I'm sleeping, I'm not eating. Then I'll get up at 8 and I'll take my regular everyday meds, which is like my capecitabine, the Effexor, the metformin, dapagliflozin. I think in the morning I also take ECGC. I can't remember what else. So that's at 8 o'clock. And because if I have a tube, right, then I can just crush some of those. Some I can't crush because they've got like an enteric coating on it, right? So, but when I swallow pills, I just can't swallow them with water anymore. I have to like chew something. So I figured I could probably eat like something soft, like a yogurt or whatever with the tube, get the pills I can't like and put in the tube down. And then all my other pills, boom, they go into the tube. So with the Keto V. So then I've given myself nutrition. Once I have the nutrition, go for like a 20-minute walk. Again, the reason you do that is because you're encouraging your healthy cells to take up that glucose rather than the cancer cells. Now, they shouldn't really be taking up a whole lot because I'll have had the 2DG an hour before, which will kind of bung them up. But it doesn't hurt other than the psychological pain of having this like every hour type alarm going off where you have to do something. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to be perfect for a whole month. So that's 8 a.m. Right after that, go for a little walk. 9 a.m. Now I'm back to the sodium phenylbutyrate because it's every 3 hours, right? So do that. And then 10 a.m. I think is nothing. 11 a.m. I think is nothing. Noon, sodium phenylbutyrate again. And then I also need to make sure I have enough calories. And ideally you've fasted for like at least 6 hours before the 2DG. So, and I have done that. So because the 2DG is in the morning, I'll have fasted all night, right? So noon, sodium phenylbutyrate, and then nutrition again. And then, shoot, I can't remember. Also regular meds again, metformin, berberine, which I forgot in the morning too. So berberine 3 times a day, metformin 3 times a day. Phenone, ALA, I don't know, a couple other things. And then 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so then I think at like 1 and 2 is fine. Shoot, I can't remember. But then I have to eat again and stay on the whole sodium phenylbutyrate thing, which is like 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9. And then I stop at 9 p.m. Eat around 5, I think. And then maybe it's 4 because then 6 hours after that, I'm doing my PM 2DG and then going to bed. So it's pretty strict and I'm going to just figure out how to make alarms so that they just go off and I know, okay, I have to do something. I'm not going to leave my house unless I absolutely have to. No running around, doing errands, no visiting people. And I also go to physio 3 times a week. So I'm doing that because that's the exercise and retaining my muscles, building my muscles is super important. So this is the beginning of the protocol. And I wasn't ready on the 1st. What day it is today? I think today is the 2nd. So I did hyperbaric anyway. I just didn't do D-Day with it. And then I was going to put my tube in and get started and start everything today. But I just didn't. And then I started thinking to myself, okay, so my oldest is graduating high school and the ceremony is tomorrow night. So then I started thinking, do I really want to have a tube hanging out of my nose over these pictures? And it's like, they only graduate once from high school anyway. I don't want to look like I don't know. I just don't want memories of like, oh, look when mom was sick. So then I was thinking, okay, what's another day? Just wait. And so I don't know. I'm all torn out. Do I just stick the tube in tonight? Get started because I want to preload for D-Day with the sodium phenylbutyrate. And so and it's horrible to, I puke. So, but it's like, how am I going to eat that every 3 hours and not get sick so that I'm preloading? Which is what I should start doing tonight. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, this is the beginning of my protocol. And I will try and do a video every day. Fun. Let's add that to the list because I don't have enough to do already. But I'm not going to edit. Fuck it. And like videos will be all chopped together maybe and all crooked and backwards and maybe I'm swearing and anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, thanks.